Greetings. Yes, we're there with you. We want to talk about curative, which is the medicinal marijuana. Why? I tell you. Yeah, curative. It's something I deal with ill health, ailments. And we want to talk about our social responsibility through the reflection as to how our families survive in Europe, particularly the United Kingdom. So we're there with you. We are going to go through quick. We don't want to waste too much of the time. It's now at 7 o'clock, you know what I mean? I have some exercise to do and some prayers to it. Yeah, because, you know what I mean? So greetings to each and everyone out there. Yeah, man, we did it with you, Things and Times, Reflection Evening. Listen. Yes. We try to be proficient in what we are trying to say, So listen carefully and keenly. You hear it before, but listen now. Chopping nice, man. The system of warm up for tomorrow. I tell you. Things and Times, Reflection Evening. Yeah.
For unseen eyes are watching Pull it up, selector. And Lego this your one, you know. I will drop my heavy load. I will give you just my code. So baby you could never try to go cold to lose your soul, be bold. Lego, beg Lego that I hold this exclusively. From a flick of my wrists I would tell you it's a hit when I brought the stick to pick up the edge. I miss a Harry, make you want so. I miss a Harry, make you rock so. I miss a Harry, make you want so. I miss a Harry, make you skank so. I miss a Harry, make you move so. I miss a Harry, make you rock so. I miss a Harry, make you skank so. I miss a Harry, make you gallant so. You go down a Manuel Road, I think I broke Rockstone. You broke them one by one. You broke them two by two. You broke them three by three. You broke them four by four. And for to keep you rocking through the doors, I would even tell you, baby, that just for sure as I would say. Your finger mash, you no cry. For you know, say I play, we a play. And I will never try to tell you no lie. To let it fall from the eye, nor rain from the sky. I miss a Harry, make you come see. I miss a Harry, make you go on so. I miss a Harry, make you come so. I miss a Harry, make you skank so. You go down a Manuel Road, I think I broke one stone. You skank it one by one. You skank it two by two. When I said to a mini glass to be blue and keep me rocking on the barbecues, I would tell it to you. Yes, look at that. You could never forget. A sound to keep you rocking on the track, to be no jumping jack. But when I take a stop, the king of sound will be ruling the track. I miss a Harry, why you say that? I miss a Harry, why you do that? I miss a Harry, make you rock so. I miss a Harry, make you come so. I miss a Harry, make you skank so. Let go. You go down a Manuel Road, I think I broke Rockstone. You broke them one by one. You broke them two by two. And if you come a drop, damn you! I'm for a play, we a play.
Yeah, man, we are good show.
Things we all can see is that most of us mother and father just need our bed. That's why so many youths have got to fight.
Here we go!
Things we all can see is that most of us mother and father just need our bed. That's why so many youths have got to fight it. We all can now feel the pressure that we are facing. We all can feel it every day. It's just the same. Black man, you better know yourself. Black man, you better watch yourself. Many youths today love to keep violence every day. Violence won't let me reach nowhere. You better try to know yourself. Black man, you better know yourself. Black man, you better watch yourself. We all can now feel the pressure that we are facing. We all can feel it every day. It's just the same. Black man, you better know yourself. Black man, you better watch yourself. Many youths today love to preach violence every day. Violence won't let me reach nowhere. You better try to know yourself. Black man, you better know yourself. Black man, you better watch yourself. Black man, try to know yourself.
I feel we sit or tell them feel low. Here we go!
Badness no pay, no. Badness no pay, no, no, no. Hey, Jude man, badness no pay. Attitude man, hear what I say. You get up every day, you chuck it with your gun. Soon one day, your fun not got done. Going around making disturbance, going around giving up the jet badly. Hey, youth man, I better you cool. Attitude man, me know you no fool. From the prison to the mob to the cemetery, that's how I know bad man end up, you see. Going around making disturbance, going around giving up the jet badly. what I say. Hey, what I say. No. Hey, what I say. Yeah, yeah. From the prison to the mark to the cemetery, that's how I know bad man end up, you see. Going around making disturbance, going around giving up the jet bad name. Hey, youth man, badness no pay. Attitude man, hear what I say. You get up every day, you chop it with your gun. Soon one day, your fun now got done. Going around making disturbance, going around giving out the jet bad name.
Here we go!
I wake up in the morning, I think I want to drink. I can't even get water from the kitchen sink. Well, the dog that we both love and raised from a pup, and I'll try to find my hand, Lord, every time.
How much people remember the bamboo label? Everybody attack Coxsone, Coxsone, Coxsone. And a Coxsone still, you know. But you remember the label? Bamboo.
I wake up in the morning, I think I want to drink. I can't even get water from the kitchen sink. Well, the dog that we both love and raised from a pup, and I'll try to find my hand, Lord, every time I'm picking up. And because I need you more, the whole world is falling down. Yes, all the tears in my world, they build the home we live. I turn my back on you when you have so much love to give, and all this home is just a house.
It's all about family. That front room, that blue spot. I tell you.
Because it's raining in my bed, and all because I need you more. My whole world is falling down. Ooh, yes, running all around.
Safe, sweet environment. Even though it's cold, you know.
Leave me, even though you've been mistreated.
You had to punch the electricity, you know. You have to put money in the meter. Yes. If you never had money, no light, no gas, I tell you.
Since the day you're gone, I don't get no sleep.
Yes, we have to interrupt that. Yes, we have to go back to the reflection of our parents being in this country and to rebuilding the infrastructure of the United Kingdom. the alleged mother country, king and queen. And we were demanded, requested, sought after, collected yet again, and bought from the Caribbean islands into the United Kingdom. Our experience as not being wholesome, were not and still isn't. Our treatment was diabolical. Them words that we can use today, And racism was rampant. And it's something that we never know. The disrespect and the disregard of us is a new experience backed by the slave experience. Wow. And this is in the United Kingdom. So how did we get this far in the United Kingdom? Not knowing anything but the skills, the talent that we had and we were sought after. Through perseverance and struggle. We had to persevere. Not we would have just roll up and did our freeze. And this type of story is supposed to be told to the British people because their ancestors viewed us as savages. And that's why cattle slavery was thrown upon us, It's how them depicted us. And how they wanted to dehumanize us. They always see themselves as superior, even though they were learning from us at the same time. It's a sad situation, but nevertheless, we persevered and we struggled. Now, when you look at this word, persevering, or perseverance, is a person or people on a mission. They have a purpose. And this one here was just to live as comfortable as possible. But we had to struggle because we don't know no one. And the climate has got us also. And the garments that we left with, inappropriate, inappropriate as it may be, is all that we had. And it was inappropriate because it could not shelter us from the cold. But it's all that we had. Struggle. And I'm going to keep use this word struggle because that is what bonded us, because all of us was going through the same thing, experiencing the same thing. And it's thinking how to get out of this thing, how to make good of ourselves. So true to that deficit, we naturally bonded Hey, pastors, and those who have pastor friend, listen keenly, you know. I mean, those people in the church, listen keenly and tell your pastor. And that's what allowed us or aided us to persevere as a unit, to be very supportive of each other. It allowed us to bond. It allowed us to trust and persevere together, struggle together, huddle together, eat together. That's what that did. Because we were all in the same condition and all still trying to find a solution for the condition, the state that we were within. So where does this take us? For the Pan-African, this should take us to words that they say, that Marcus Garvey said, that the black man, the black people will not know ourselves until our back is against the wall. So we were in a despicable condition and a situation in a foreign land. And we had to try to do something. And we did some things together. We linked ourselves with each other. And we struggled together. And we persevered together. That's what I have looked at with my own mind, my own eyes, and the experience that I can reflect upon. But it's true. It's not unique to me. It's true to all of us. It's now about understanding it, recognizing it, one, not disregarding or dismissing any part of it. Now, due to social science and studying and analyzing as a pastor, as a good shepherd, attending to the flock, would now make it clear to all subjects what is required of us now. Because since we've persevered through struggle and through all the idiocies and the disrespect and the racism and all those things, and we've come through to this end, on reflection, we have just survived. But the offset, we were determined through perseverance and through a bonding that allowed us to be together. So we need that mechanism of being together again. We need that approach towards ourselves in the struggle to be successful as human beings. as African Caribbean humans, acknowledging and doing for self, because that's how we survived here. Don't let nobody, including ones that look like us, fool us. They're the pessimists. And this time, they're not required. Period. No pessimist is required in a this. Them should be kick and box any pessimist in a this arena. Because the best thing them can say is that them never understood, or they never was told, or their families weren't here. They came here in the 80s. Them better just relax and say that. Them come in the 80s and them family come in the 80s. So them just could relax. And if them was here in the 70s and them parents never tell them something, them should say that. Don't come and run up the mouth and start being a pessimist and just take us down an old nigger nonsense route to disturb what doesn't need disturbing. We just need to highlight and just get back on that track. Because that's the best of us. And why is the best of us? Is that we're here. Not in the land. We have survived. We didn't roll up and die. We didn't give in. We didn't bottle. We survived. We have peoples who own property. Them own dwellings. Now you revisit the 50s, 60s, and you know that this was impossible to even fathom, to dream about. But we have it. We were able to accomplish those goals. And not that we set out to be house owners, we wish to go back, to return from whence we came. But it wasn't made available to us. Just like taking us back to Africa, our ancestors, it never happened. And now we're preaching to them to say, we want reparation. How long is the string? What's the length of a rope? How many rings are in a chain? I mean, the reason I'm saying it like this is that these people have longevity of thing called patience, because they will be so dismissive. We would teach them what we are saying, what we are thinking, and what our family's journey was. Not recognizing that they have no intention of raising one penny. And it's not to say that we want any amount of money. My position is this: just send me back, allow me for this travel back, travel to the continent, but with respect, show me where people from different islands came from. Just tell us that. Just give us some real human respect, common courtesy of just saying, okay, these people, some of you come from Gambia, some of you come from Sierra Leone, some of you come from Ghana, you know? and so forth. It's not what you've done to others, but it'd be better than anything. That's me. And when I said about how long a piece of string and a piece of rope and how many rings makes a chain, it's not a joke. And it's not to say that you know that, the Caucasian, the European man, the white man, the British man, is that you know how to stall. And you're very good at saying things like, we weren't there, it was a long time ago, and, get over it. But what just happened with this week with the memorial commemoration, reflection, and remembrance is about the past. But it's only because it's your past. But your past is still our past. Because you inflicted atrocities upon us. And then you encroach upon us to be involved in your own problems. But these problems that you're involved with is life and death. And we fought for you. We defended you against your own selves. And died also. And you still didn't have the common courtesy and decency to bury us. And make our families and put our names, mark the spot and put our names on. We didn't get that type of dignity. See? So when we think about all your dealings and the struggles that my parents then went through, and my auntie and uncle been through, and all the other people them been through in this United Kingdom, you owe us so much. If anybody's supposed to be walking or living with pain and hostility in them bodies, every part of them body, is we, the African Caribbean peoples. Nobody else. I don't know about nobody else. You have to deal with us. But you see, if our bodies was rigged with so much hate and animosity and everything, we would have killed ourselves. Because stress and strain and anger and all these hostilities cause mental health problems and it cause physical problem. It cause illness and it kill people. It ruin you. It ruin you in such a way before you're dead. It just ruin you. Because it's psychological damage. And a lot of us are suffering from that. And your mental health wards them, do the most atrocious things and use them as guinea pigs. We suffer. It's just that because we're strappy people, average 6'8" in height, and average weight 16 stone, you just think, say, that we don't feel pain because you done depicted us and expressed to your people them that we're savages. So you don't see these delicacies in us as you see within yourself. That's why to hell with all your other theatrics. We should just step off of that. But we don't have anyone up front that actually cares about our well-being in relation to the position that you will take in relation to us. To make that known and amplify that to us in our consciousness to say, listen, keep yourself to yourselves. Because it was somewhere in the 70s that you were forced to move the gollywog, picture them from the place, and the black and white minstrels from the place, because you were taking the mickey out of us still. I will never even understand. And you have the cheek now to say that you're championing racism because you want our boys them to continue to play for you. And you make out so that you're champion racism, but you interfere with the European people because we're not champion racism here. Why not outlaw it and why not put the institution them on call long time and bring in white paper, blue paper and all kind of paper and then get white paper and sanction everything and create laws in relation to racist bigotry. But you do that to your Eastern European friends. And them cry foul, anti-Semitic this, anti-Semitic that, and it's still racism, and we can shout, but nobody now listen. The struggle of us black people with the Englishman and woman. People them need to listen in a Powell speeches and recognize this as a fear of us understanding yourselves and of us working. Because we've identified ourselves and you could see that. But if we become big as a collective as you saw, you recognize and you felt that there be a problem. Not a problem that you highlighted and dramatized about blood and rivers of blood and rare. No. You don't see us in your colleges. You don't see us in your adult education programs. Trying to better ourselves to higher skills. You don't see us in your universities. Some people that you've depicted as nothing and came here, even the ones who came here just to do your labor force. Because remember, you chose of the excellence of us to do things for you within health and education and plumbing and North Sea oil, engineering and transport and post office. What do you call post office? Civil services. You should have told your people that none of them was equipped. But you make some of them believe that we came here voluntarily by our own accord and took jobs that they should have had. You've never told them that they weren't even equipped to do the jobs that you had available. So you had to send for the children of the slaves. And you didn't send for them, you went for them and selected them accordingly and most appropriately for the jobs and the areas that you need urgently filled. It's in the blasted 90s that you start taking a racial abusive stance by moving my mother and aunties out of your hospitals and bring your own Australian and New Zealand subjects in. You think so we never realized that? You think so that? And then you come with this bad-minded thing that you lost our paperwork. Because you never want to give up the work pension, let alone allow them to have their state pension. And the one thing about us, we hold down the position that you give. So the people them work all 40 years, 30, 40 years, said place. No matter if them they start at the bottom, then reach up the top, whatever the top is. But that institution, they never left it. They were loyal. Struggle again. Loyal servants struggling to make ends meet. And earning the national wages. No sophisticated salaries. National wages. You need to take out 3 years for any one family, any one individual to raise the money to send for their children or their partner. 3 years. 3. And for some people, 4. So the average of 4 years, it takes them to raise £470, because that's how much the air tickets were. And that's not both ways, that's one way. You buck up on someone that can reflect, can remember, recall. Not someone that's dreaming. Someone that's speculating. Highly falutin. No. A real thing. Proper. What you gonna do now? And it's not just one of me. There's a lot of us. And we're tired of them old nigger ones that you have there that do not want to tell us, as well as our children and our grandchildren, this journey, this struggle, the journey of struggle in the United Kingdom. All the other thing that you show is of no consequences to our development. This is of none. Oh, you got Caribbean house and we've got gramophone and we got this and that and the other. You understand? This is not EastEnders. This is not the comedians. That's what you do. And a bunch of us love all of that. Not recognizing, understanding, and giving credit and credence to their families and the journey that them families went through, the sufferation that they went through, the hardship that they went through, the bigotry that they went through. Because they assimilated, mate. You know what I'm saying? They assimilated. And everybody out there right now want them children to be a Raheem Sterling and Ian Wright and in a Bright and all of them other guys there. Because the price tag is not 100,000, it's not 50,000, it's not $250,000, it's millions. So that's why these sperm donors, alleged fathers, it will just run behind a child that them hear from a friend is doing good in lower league football. And now they want to turn up and say, "Are you for my son?" and this and that. All of these nonsense this country have created. And our parents never raised us like that. So we've fallen off the sideline and affiliated ourselves with British attitudes and behaviors and tendencies. Because those Rufuses, that did not have any care for us as African people, but high appreciation for England. Sell us out. And they didn't sell us, they just ignored everything to do with us. That's why those rotten eggs that them call ambassadors is of no use. We should be demonstrating to get rid of all of them. Every single one of them. They have no significance to us at all. We're the only people in the United Kingdom, along with all the new ones that are coming from Eastern Europe, that do not have anything. The ones that just come up the other day, Bulgarians and everybody, listen, them have money exchange, them have banking system, them have businesses, them have shop, them have supermarkets. We don't have none. And it's nothing to do with us being lazy and all of that stuff. So people are back off of that. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with that we're not being acknowledged. We're not being supported and represented. We're just a bunch of individuals trying to do something. And true to the fact that we have accomplished, our parents did accomplish something for us. We now become assimilated jackasses and didn't give an appreciation to what our parents have done. It's our fault as well. Modern youth is our fault. Because if we recognize what our parents been through, truly recognize it and pay homage to it and be respectful to it, all of these things that we are talking about, we'll not be talking about. We would have done them already. Because investments and shares and everything else, them made it possible. And owning their own accommodation, own space, they made that possible for us. Nobody come from sky and out of the church and gave us none of these things. It's our parents did that. That's the problem. That's why, Pastor, you all are nonsense. Because you should have sit down and make all the congregation understand that. And that we're our worst supporters. And we will go home, sleep, walk, think, and repair the mental damages that we've inflicted upon ourselves. Because you'll be a good shepherd. And you're constantly reminding us. Not a Muslim, not a Christian, us the people. I've come off of that religious label. Us the people. And the reason why I'm talking about you is because that institution that the British man, the white man set up, is the one that you're under the umbrella. And we follow that. And we're within and under that umbrella too. It's very popular. It has the majority of our ears and our persons. Nothing else has. The mass proportion population of African Caribbean people are church bodies. But what is being directed there? It's all about, it's an awakening. But before you get that far, you have to develop some form of structure that makes us an independent body of people, that now we can work the spirituality and the Almighty will shine more light upon us, and you'll see how good we are. That struggle that our parents been through, that wasn't in no church. The outcome was not from the church. The outcome was them being together. The outcome was them walking street together, searching for some place to live together. sharing each other's money to eat food. Yes. Sharing the expense of that place called a flat or room or landing. You got to understand. And stop making jokes. Because anything else that you're not recognizing is a joke, man. It has nothing to do with comic. The comedians. It had nothing to do with these things. It has nothing to do with love thy neighbor. Seriously. That was integration off track. Off track, serious. Because someone needs to understand, how did we get to that point? If you don't know the damn journey, why you're celebrating, behaving like it's something to celebrate? And if it was something to celebrate, what is it? Oh, I'm my white neighbor's keeper. You know, we're good human beings. But that didn't help me to survive. Because it was no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. I mean, so where did the neighbor loving come into this? There was nothing neighborly happening for me. So why do you come and give me this drama, love thy neighbor, and it's supposed to be something charmingly good and is very entertaining and so forth. See, theatrics again, plain amusement at our expense. I don't care how much black people was part and parcel of it, but it wasn't real. I know that I'm dumb and hard, but it wasn't real. It was for those who were assimilating. Them quickly forgot the abuse. And them said that the Lord is going to come and sort it out. Them quickly forgot the fact that them could not find anywhere to live. Them quickly forgot how cold and how abusive and offensive the people were and still are. They quickly forgot that the little pittance that they were given for a 12-hour day, you understand, and the disrespect, and you had to grin to keep that job. The truth needs to be told to ourselves, not to someone else, because we've been doing this too long. We've been telling them what it is that hurts us and expect them to change it. If that be the case, the Stephen Lawrence situation will be sorted long time, and other situations, and Khalsa. But it hasn't. What happened? They introduced Carnival. Could you forget Claudette Jones? You can forget Friend's House. How will that stuff come about? Import some Caribbeans over here, bring some theatrics and everything else, give them something to jump up with, and they will forget sooner or later. You know, time is a healer. So, up to now, we have this carnival thing. Is it we really, though? It's not us anymore. But this carnival thing came out of a crisis. Did the tragedy got resolved? No. What happened? Theatrics. That's how we sell ourselves. Remember, we're savages. So what do you do with an animal? You corral them. What you do with a wild dog? Feed them. And then capture them. And train them. When you capture him, and them start pull around and everything else like that, eventually, you will control him how? He will get hungry. And you show him, see, the only way him can eat is from you. So if him keep jump at you or something, let's leave him to starve. But you don't give him big food. You give him small food. Small bits. And each time him get something, realize that that was nice and he want more. Get a little bit again. And water, but the same. Eventually, his wildness become calm. Then become tame. You understand? What them call humble. Yes. And anybody that come across this property, him alert us now. Instead of growling, him bark. So him come a defender of the fearful. And that's what we are. It's crude how I say it, isn't it? Some of you are blind. So, now me say that now. Our parents, they were visionaries. Just to survive the struggle of life in England. What have we got today? Have we got enlightened people with all the money and all the job and all this prestigiousness that we have? And everybody have cars. So much people have cars. Some have more than one car. The latest cars, the Jeep, the this, the that, and everything else. I mean, the upstate flats and what you call these dwellings, you know, them state-of-the-art dwellings, you know. I mean, some people that pay all £1,200, you know, a week. You understand? They want to be entrepreneur and this and that. So they will pay some serious money for accommodation. And don't send a dime to them family throughout the Caribbean or Africa. Not all Africans, you know. A very small percent of Africans may behave like that. But we, all right, it. So enlightening people to empower, not us now, our children. Where's our enlightenment? How we supporting them? And this is not nothing to do with hate, because you see, when a white man them hear this, or a white woman them start saying, you see, you preaching hate, you know what I mean? And all this kind of nonsense. You understand? Because we've always got them in our clubs. Not dance club, you know, in our congregation, in our groupings. So where are these people? They're available, but they don't come up front. And that's why I kind of associate my mind with using the word community, because a community is what needs to be developed. We need to, the areas that we had, we needed to develop them, socially develop them to become communities. At least our parents did that unknowingly to themselves, you know. Without all these words, social science and community developments and all these things, you know, it's a natural process. We see after them, me, their child, and other people, them, and we go to school, go to college and university and everything. We see that all that work that they were doing, however they were doing it, is part of the social science, is part of community development and sociology and all these different things. What did we do with it? Huh? What we did was go and get graded and get big ass job. Yeah? More money job. That's what we did. I did it. That's what we did. The only difference with me and a lot of the brethren and sisters that me know, and particularly myself, my mother would not allow it. She wouldn't allow it one bit. You see? She wouldn't. Okay. And I know there's 3 other families that them family would not allow it either. No matter how much grades them get, them say, no, you're not going to sell black people. You're not going to misuse black people. You know, go find another job. Yeah, I'll tell you. Yes. And we still had Stokely Carmichael and those people advising us. You understand? And then look upon with family and tell them straight away, we agree with your concept and your visions. But how are they going to make ends meet for themselves? They say the same way we struggle. There have to be better jobs than that. And we were saying, but the money's there. Yeah. They weren't having it. They weren't having it. That's why I mean I like all them other man them out there. That just, you know what I mean? 'Cause if me there work right now, you know, me would have worked nearly 70,000 a year. I tell you. Me would have earned nearly 70,000 a year. Yeah. I tell you, seriously. More than a prime minister to write it. Think I joke. So our families were righteous people in their own right. They were trustworthy, all of these people. Them honored themselves, and they knew what they were all experiencing. And they draw close together to get out of that harsh condition. That's how come we're here. I'm saying, just like Islam says, we don't need our backs to be against the wall. But what God is saying is that those who fail to recognize the best of themselves will find ourselves with nothing. And then we're going to try wake up. That's one of the ways to look at it. And because we have this love affair with Caucasians, that we tend to behave this way. We tend to behave this way. And we know what we want. But we neglect to make the efforts to get it collectively, to get what it is that we need. And that's why when they had their begging bowls out there was so much of us in social science, social welfare, community work, and all these things that was there. And spend so much time writing, so much filling in so much applications, telling so much rotted lie to get some of that money and get it. And what happened to it? So when we think about things like that, I have to say, Mom, wonderful. Miss Nobleman, Brother Sam, wonderful. I tell you, wonderful advice. Stay away from them something there. Find another job. You understand? You're young enough. Go and learn another trade. Go and learn a trade, not another trade. Go and learn a trade. Yeah. I tell you, this is England, you know. So righteousness was something that our parents, them had. And I don't know about going to no church, no African Caribbean pastor doing none of this. This was in the house between males and females talking, explaining life and experiences that they've had and they're having in this country. Nothing to do in a church, nothing to do with a pastor. So it's something that we have. We have the experience. Now, by the time we start go like 7 days Adventist, no things move. Another level. But there's just a few of those. And one of them brought about a school, John Loughborough. And it was just not just, is one of them, but with a huge umbrella. A very huge umbrella. And why I use the term umbrella is because there's so much people underneath that shade or came within that shade to support their desires and their aspiration to bring about an institution. Since that I know not of any other umbrella in England. I know somebody say, yeah, there was this. No. They just dance. Just dance. And them dance, the money never come and build nothing for us. And some of the people them who did those dance can't remember. Because them know they make a money and them shame that they never filter the money back into the ear of them and help people that was trying to set up the tailor shop and hairdressing and seamstress for the sisters, for the women. Oh yes. You know, those days, a lot of tailors, a lot of people who could cut and stitch, sew things. These things were happening. It's just that we never on the shop front. So that social connection that is with the music, we're not kicking it. We're just saying that it's always presented that that is the main. It wasn't. Without that little bit of entertainment, maybe a high percentage of us be a mental institution. So you always have to give Jack his jacket and always have to compliment even the worst of things. But if those who did the music, did the promoting of the music, were inspired by a pastor or a shepherd, but a good pastor, then this conversation wouldn't be so much again. Because really and truly, our money would have been within our areas. And even though we're scattered around now, our money will still be with us. And priorities would have been given to us using these monies. Because we've never stopped having artists. We've never stopped having artists. Artists, them there all the time. Perhaps we have more artists now than teacher. I tell you. Because since the little Casio thing come out now, everybody's an artist. Everybody's a musician. Eh? And we have to be very careful when we say artists and musicians, because, you know, you have some bedroom people jerking off. You have arts and that bathroom people, them, you know, people used to say them go in the bathroom and sing and everything, and the tiles create a certain sound for them. Notoriety, them have all these little machines, these computers, something, them they upon the toilet. You understand? So we might have more more singers, more alleged artists than teachers. It's possible. It is possible. So the solution, you understand the solution? We have to start making sacrifice. Oh, it's religious, you know. Yeah, we have to start making sacrifice. Who's we? My age group, this generation here. And save and rescue our children. It's our top priority. Because we haven't moved on what it is that's influencing them, and what it is that is diffusing and influencing us. We haven't studied, we haven't done no self-analysis, no self-criticism. We haven't done that. We haven't even had a summit about this crisis, because it's a crisis. I mean, we're losing lives. We have a lot of unfinished business with the Metropolitan Police. And now we have a lot of death among ourselves that we can't understand what the hell's going on out there. And it's teenagers. And for we children. And now part of this whole election campaign, some has realized that, you know what, we can use that too. So them have it as part of the campaign, what do you call the thing? Sure, I can't remember the word. Huh? And when them come to London, you're going to see that they're going to push it. And all of a sudden you hear about this one, I say, them are going to have X amount of millions and so forth and so forth. Now, what is that saying though? That's saying that this, like I said, this damn mayor and we, like jackass, are run behind him and booster his nonsense just to say that we went to City Hall and learn how to drill down some money. Now that's my generation. Could you imagine? And you're supposed to look and see this for your children or your grandchildren. No. They have assimilated mentally. Problem again. Problem again. So, again, pastors, we need some righteous people, you know, to shine through and reflect upon the journey of our ancestors in Europe, specifically the United Kingdom, and to look at this, at the struggle that bring us here to this point, 2019 going to 20, and commemorate many of these people. We should do that. From the lowest to the highest, because they've achieved a great deal. But without them, there wouldn't have been us. Because many of us are their children, born here, and many of us are their children, bought here. So, what homage, what respect are we honoring them? See? So, we have to examine what it is that we proclaim to be our culture as well. Because it's lacking dignity. It only comes with theatrics again, play and amusement. So when someone I got talk about Asian this and Chinese that and Wickhead and everybody else, you're actually saying you understand you see their culture, but you can't see yours. And I think people need to start looking within and not out. Already for 2020, there's a thing called reggae vibration or something like this. Gonna take place in a Liverpool. This all across the country is all of a thing. It's planned already. And many artists are signed up to the thing already. And it's in June. You understand? Them don't even know what happened tomorrow or the next hour, next second. But these things are taking place and will take place. And this is how it works. Now you can bet your bottom dollar or pound is not us, is we are participating with other than looking like us. Because remember, it's all about the 400 years as well. But remember, it's all about Africa acknowledging us also. And it's all about Africa calling us home, inviting us home. But everybody's going to be on it. And it just pop up on my phone. You know them news thing, you know? I'm not so great with all the thing, but when I see something, me look at it. You know how it got there is because of this Google. You understand? So is that. Why I mention it? Because another space where money is gonna be earned, playing the music gonna take place. We're not the primary people who are front these things, but we are gonna be the entertainment. We're gonna be entertainers and so forth and so forth. So a great proportion of money is gonna be made. Great earnings is gonna be there. Are we gonna get Northern Bank? You know, there are some banks in this country that go set up from up there, Bradford and all these different areas, yeah? And them come out of big concerts and everything, and people them just put all their money together and do something and organize something. You know, some of them folded because obviously you had some people with different aspirations and everything else, and then a smart ass tried to outwit another person. So we all know that, right? But we didn't get that far. We didn't even start. We haven't started. See? And we make millions in this country in relation to music. And then we behave like we don't know that we have certain requirements. So we don't take some of that money and designate it to those requirements. We haven't done that. We don't even think of doing that. It doesn't. It seems, because if it was, it would have been a major thing sooner or later, talking point. It would have reached a certain level, and people would just get fed up and say, "Watch out, we're gonna do this, and we're doing it this way." To hell with whoever else, and that's it. We don't do that. We haven't done that, and we still need to honor our families. So, sacrifice. Now we are going to take a break, and I'll come back and I'll show you, why Islam is the top of the top. You see? Because our life journey, and not just Islam, the imams in relation to the pastor. Our journey is a struggle. And it's wonderful when one looks at what our parents did and what they had to do. It's a struggle. And that struggle is called ijtihad. And it's called jihad, fi sabilillah. What is that? Our whole life journey is a struggle. It's a struggle. But it has to be organized. It has to be organized. And that's what I'm trying to say here. Our parents organized it uniquely without knowing a damn thing about social science, damn thing about sociology, philosophy, and psychology, infrastructure. Listen, they did it uniquely because of we. So we, the regional African, so we stay. But that integrationist minded African, nah. That one there is waste of space. Once them have a little drop of integration in mindedness in them conscience, we've lost. We've lost. I give you a for instance. When the West Indies you play cricket, the team was called West Indies. When the Caribbean people used to play cricket as the West Indies, we were 6 of one and half dozen of the other. That's how my mother put it. Yeah? As she said, one day, we're going to be all together and we're going to trash the world. But we have to keep our eye on who is selecting our players them. And this is my mother. Wallahi, this is my mother. See? And I live to see that. And many of you out there live to see it. The team, them come together. The selectors was us. Everything was us to write it. Everything was us. No European guy. It was us. And we function. We function as we, not as somebody else, and not trying to be like someone else. We function as we. Black people, African people, Caribbean people. That's what we did. Now, when them come to England now, and we were in attendance, our vibration, with their vibration, God, man, the man, they were scared, narrated. Yeah? They were scared. When they must go ask Jeffrey Bycott in Ian Botham, they were scared. The vibes. Hey, the way the ball was moving, the tension around the stadium, and then all of a sudden, after lunch, the flamboyancy and the chanting and the rhythms and the way the man them a walk and them a rub the ball down and they approach the wicket, whether they were batting or bowling, whether they were fielding or batting. It was classic. The man them couldn't take it one bit. And my mom said, yes, at least me live and see this one here. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. You had a short change in your minds and you let some other people them come and talk foolishness around us and we were here. And then you let some hustlers and shobinis come chat rubbish. Not real. Not real. Hyper-fluting nonsense. That's why our children has lost the mark. Lost the mark. And then you have another set of jackass them and make the children them ignore education and a display say where them live. How the hell you gonna compete? Huh? Compete with the people them and create your own employment to write it. But no. Huh? Where you want them to be? Beggars, scavengers. The man done see us as scavengers already. So you play the children into their hands without thinking. Without thinking. Do you think any of us ever dreamt that we would have owned a BMW, a flat, a house, driving great vehicles up and down the place? Come on, man. Our parents did everything possible that we can have a decent, independent life. And we've let them down. That's what we've done. That's all I'm saying here right now. That's what we've done. We've let them down. They came and struggled, and we let them down. Music.
It's hard to build a better nation with different races.
Bibo! How you do it? You did it.
It's hard to build a better nation.
Yo, you must sync with me, you know.
When every day you awoke, there are newly faces. No godly love, but there is always a daily grace. And nothing to erase from each night's horrible truth. traces.
God bless the soul star. Easy. See it there? Mr. Pat Kelly.
It's hard to build a better nation with different races. When every day you awoke, there are newly faces.
Talking about love.
No godly love, but there is always a daily grace. And nothing to erase from each night's horrible traces.
Yeah, you see with time change selection, it'll get a good look, you know. I'm telling you, you know, the most looks on the show so far is 2 of the time changing selection. Must give enough respect to all those people who have tuned in after the session. And you give me some numbers. Me and Principal, High Grade, Bright Lights, you know, Navigator, Aisha, Postcode. I tell you. So we say thanks. You understand? Thanks. We appreciate that. You understand? And the one that we did on the 1st of November and the 5th, them get banned internationally, but them stay at home. No, the one on the 1st, them put it back up, so it gone. And I said they, you know, it's not we do it. It gone international now, right? And the numbers are go up. Time change selection, you know. Because all me I say is he's a good selector, wise man, rare, and everything. And it's just the rhythms. So we had to try figure out what the hell happened, why the people them bar the thing, right? Now some promoters, some producers, some distributors, them got vexed. So them contact the people them to say, well, it's copyright infringement and everything. So by the time them check, I don't know what them check, what them do, or what them conclude, but them load the 1st or the 11th up and it'll run some numbers. So we appreciate, you know, give thanks, continue to support us. We're trying not to stamp on anybody's tour and everything. You understand? I don't know the people and lock off the thing like that, but it is their rights because it's their resources we're using. And the promoter them, listen man, you can see the link up there for us. If you have a problem, contact we first. You understand? And remember, if you never send we the music, or we could have played them. Come on, man. Let's be sensible about this technology, right? I don't know how to be a pirate in a that. You understand? We don't have no gin that comes in your studio when you are recording whatever and sneak out piece. You understand? 'Cause anything we play, we can play the entire, not a snippet, not a 10-second. You understand? But we are juggle the thing and we stream the thing and we are going like in a club. Or so we do it.
Yet they talk about love, they talk about love. They talk about love, sweet love. They aim the out the nation for more power, brotherly love. But it's easy to write a story in a longer hour, brotherly love. No brotherly love, no sisterly love, for they're alone. And it took a miracle to put love into hatred.
Talking about love. Tomorrow we're going to explain that more, man. We're going to bang you. I tell you.
They aim way out the nation for more power, brotherly love. But it's easier to write a story in a longer hour, brotherly love. No brotherly love, no.
Now listen, in Islam, the word jihad means struggle. America and Britain try to defame that word and call us extremists, this, that, and jihadi, this, that, to weaken their people, their people, who are interested and will come to Islam. But every human being, animals, beasts, everything, them life, their existence is a struggle. Yes. It's natural. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us, all mankind, that we're in a struggle. And the Prophet has taught us how to define and position ourselves mentally, and what our duties and responsibilities are within the struggle. Okay. So I've written down here, a Muslim life is about social commitment, a life of true sacrifice. Yeah. And that's what our parents that been in this country from 47, 48, 49, 50 up to 1975 and still alive now. I helped Britain, but them had to try to help themselves on that journey. There was a struggle, a great sacrifice. And some of them give birth to us in a despicable place due to the behavior and the racism and the discrimination. So, Pastor, you teach or explain about one sacrifice, and you use that one in the sense of a crucifixion. But to build that up, you talk about a sacrifice before you get to your crucifixion. Then you should learn to turn that sacrifice into a human sacrifice, not a special human sacrifice. Because that's what we all do. Everyone, every human being, may have to sacrifice something along them journey of life. And through their journey of life, through their experience of life, there's sacrifices. Nothing is rosy. Yeah? We strive to make things rosy. We try to make things smooth and, lovely, as we'll call it, lovely and loving and everything else. Just like a relationship. Right? You feel sweet when you see the person that you like and them smile back with you, and you feel so that them like you too, and you're on a nice journey. Huh? And then you commit yourself, and then the person commit themselves, and you say, yeah, you're really excited. You understand? And you want to maintain that. And some of us men, we get overconfident, and then we go and look the same excitement somewhere else again, and, not well trained. You understand? Not well trained, seriously. So it's always a sacrifice, and that sacrifice in Islam now is all about building this community. It's about building this community, because once you have that community, once you have that link, that number, that structure going on, now life flourishes. It's not just you as an individual. It's more of a collective now, and the foundation is Al-Islam. That's the foundation that keeps order and discipline and respect. And now it shapes how responsible we need to be. You hear what I say? Now it shapes how responsible we need to be. Because now we all has to have responsibility and show that we're responsible. And the first line of responsibility is the responsible for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Having taqwa, God consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God Almighty. And then that turns internally is to yourself. Now you can be responsible for others. Because now you qualify. See? And this is self-determination. This is not someone is insisting or whipping anybody into shape. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala set the foundation. And if you accept, you obey. And you pay homage and you apply yourself. Now, shepherds will do the same. But someone took the guidance away and give a new heading to a people, them called pastors. We should call them a flock. So, that's Islam. That's Al-Islam. That's how it works. You see? That's how it works out there. And I want to bring some old tune to you, because I don't have this thing start out away. But I've gone over my time, you know. You see how me gone? Me gone where my parents them and other people them coming to England, and and then the music are coming and different things happen. So some of these people tell you a kind of story. Me have my story from Islington and Hackney and Stoke Newington scene and Camden. even Ladbroke Grove. Don't fool yourselves. Vintage.
And daring is believing. I'd rather see for myself than believing what they're saying.
This type of tune my brother used to spin. I tell you.
If I don't know, yeah, that my love will believe in tomorrow morning. Seeing is knowing, daring is believing. I'd rather see for myself than believing what they're saying to me. To me.
And I think say me no miss my mother. And I joke him.
Everywhere I go, people asking if I don't know, that my love will believe in tomorrow morning. say to me.
Yeah, we're going to snip chook. Them tune it long, you know.
Every night, oh, I pray that I can rock you, and I can move you. Oh, yes, I pray.
You know what happened to these people? Them? I don't know, say, if the thing gone out to the world, see? And then many people them say, wait, that you they can play some tune, you know. So somebody look upon them and say, you see him beard? Man, the man live that thing, you know. That's how him can draw them like that. And it's true. Man live it, yes. You think a joke. Them boy that come out this yesterday, them boy they just come and try play a couple tune. You understand? That's what I say principle. Nothing the tune him draw, you know. In the barn. But him come from a good stock. You see? A wee house. You understand? In family house. At gramophone. You think same can read. And him have musical understanding. So him just know how to do it. That's why some people them must be hurt by it. Why? Why really? Tell me the truth. Why? Him not teach the tune them, man. Listen. He's a pioneer. Listen. You know the tune, long shot, the shortcut. You know the tune, you don't know nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? There's some man them all about bricks and I chat certain things. Make people believe, say, them know every single thing, you know. Yeah, joke. Yo, 77. Long shot. Shot catch. Slip. Got him.
Why, long shot, pussy, baby. Why, long shot,
You know them style, yeah? You wasn't born, man.
you get up, but you couldn't bust the tape. You get up, but you couldn't bust the tape. Monty slicking, you whipping, you lashing, but you couldn't bust the tape. Monty slicking, you whipping, you lashing, but you couldn't bust the tape. Why, jaga warrior? Why, oh me I go home tonight? The one baby buy, it was me love.
My brother skank up there, you
The
know.
one baby buy, it was me love.
Club 77. Place called Holloway Road, man. Watch it.
Big state chief minister, my son Johnny Unreal. Big state chief minister, my son Johnny Unreal.
Other groups called the Pioneers, man. You see? Eat a food. Wreck my body. You know, there was a tune called Pum Pum. Yeah.
I need a man to wreck him body. A big strong man to wreck him body.
And you see when that tune they play, my mother say, hey, move, get out. What a thing.
Only yesterday say I love you, and you said it lovely too. Yesterday I thought we both knew that our love would always be. We planned our lives together, dear, setting our hopes so high. You were my future brighter, dear. I ride off in my sky, and only yesterday I loved you, but today it's plain to see. When you say it,
Sound like France, so listen.
we're in charge of this garden of life, in which the flowers of true love grow. Flower hidden by means of hatred, where is it now? A few of us know. We're the gardeners, garden has to see. Flower dies in the garden sea. God is love for the flowers, often destroyed before it blooms. But his hatred for the weak destroy love's beauty so soon. We're the gardeners, garden has to see. Flower dies with the garden sea.
See? Rhythms.
There are some people of today who are trying to cut me off, but through the powers of the Most High God, I'm not gonna fall. Yes, it's through the powers of the Most High God, I'm not gonna fall. Why they think that they are smart? They would like to break my heart, but through the powers of the Most High God, they are gonna fall.
Teaching.
Yes, it's through the weakness of the wicked heart, they are gonna fall. Tell them.
See? Rhythms. God bless him soul also, you know. Strong performer. He was.
You know the days are cold and the nights are so long, yeah. And I just need this little woman who I could call my very own. But some of her friends told her bad things about me.
This is England, you know.
And I just need this little woman to believing and to a little bit of faith. Good God, keep the faith, baby. One more. You know I went to her house on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah. I took one look at that woman's face.
What happened?
And don't you know that everything was blown?
had a call from someone that she knew. They told her bad things about me, and I knew it would be so. A little bit of faith, good God, keep the faith, babe. Lord of mercy.
See, at them is the days, you know what I mean? And them lyrics is profound. Yeah, Nicky Thomas. You know what I mean? Yes, people, may I tell you, the times run up on me, but may I say to you straight that it's not a Christian Muslim competition, you know. But you see that book there that the people them have, is a whole heap of people them involved in that something there. You see, we accept the Quran to be the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You understand? That's it. And anyone who have discrepancies about it, the best thing to do is get one and read. Read for yourself. But then read with open mind, you know what I mean? Because you're going to see things that, similarities, in a sense that Moses is there, David is there, Solomon is there. You understand? Those names are mentioned, but we don't call them like that. But you will see that there's an abbreviation. They just show you, say, well, you know what I mean, this person, Dawood, is David, and so. And then, you know what I mean, so instead you just say, well, boy, them just copy the Bible, you know what I mean? Just read. Read, you'll see. But our parents, you know what I mean, them struggle. They were visionaries, right? Because if they weren't, we wouldn't be here, right? And their struggle was successful, right? Because if it wasn't, we wouldn't be here, and they wouldn't have achieved anything. You understand? So they've achieved a great deal. They committed themselves as a body of people to work towards their development and their improvement in life. And all the hostilities and everything, that's what they did, right? No one can't deny that. That's what they did, right? They socially committed themselves to each other. They obviously trusted each other, so they created a partnership thing, and they were able to do some money banking and so forth within themselves, which we call partner and so forth, right? To be able to send, raise money, so them can buy clothes, obviously, send money home for them family, you know, and maintain a comfortable life in England. You understand? They accept responsibility for each other. They accepted responsibility for each other. Don't let nobody come shortchange you until they say nothing else. That's what they did. None of these things could have be accomplished or could have happened without some form of responsibility, right? And when a person run partner, you have to be responsible. Each individual have to be responsible for the next, right? Let alone the person who's the banker to the thing, right? And them wasn't thinking like some of this old nigga want to tell people, say them take the money and run with. Lie. You understand? The thing that we call gentrification is these things that happen. Is this switching people all over the place, right? Because there was a period where we had council accommodation. There's a period, and one of these days, next week perhaps we'll go into the accommodation thing, because it's not the council them come and give away flat, you know. The majority of the council accommodation that we eventually got is true going to tribunal with the landlord. You see, the landlord is evicting us, and some of the landlord them nail up for them door and things like that, don't let us in. Huh? But the men folks now decide that now work. You understand? And pull off these things and go back in. And then it was now we have to go on another journey. Right? That journey was to understand law. Yeah, I think so we do that one next week. You understand? So all I'm saying is that our commitment and a life of true sacrifice is the journey that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us about. Is the journey that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us to accept. Yeah? To accept, because that's life in itself with different peoples and so forth, right? And we can do that because our parents started it. Our parents started it here. They had no choice. You understand? And that is something within the hard drive, within the memory bank of the existence as human beings. Nothing to do with no savages. You understand? So we have to reflect on these things and put them in right places right now before it's too late for us. We need to do this to help develop a foundation for our children. We have to recognize that we're on our way out. If we don't do something for them, they become non-existent. I'm telling you. They become the worst of slaves in this modern age. See? I tell you. And we have to do that. We have to do something before something's do us. Now, I have some serious tunes for play. I'm going to love this selection here. Hey, there's a big dancer come. there's a big dancer come on Saturday. So hear them sound boy them now. Watch out. Me I go lick one again, you know. Because I know the last one, him try listen me. And them last out, who me I try say to him. But this one here now, I had me I go take this thing out. Listen.
Lord, no. Come touch a button, no. A button, no. Edens come touch a button, no. Touch a button now, you must see things very big and we so. A button now, touch a button now, you must see things very big and we so. A button now, touch a button now, you must see things very big and we so. A button now, touch a button now, you must see things very big and we so. Cause we big today and bigger tomorrow. Sanchez GLF go back home. Those are the days of the wild Mexico. Indian news who travel with them bone and arrow. Man take a gun today and lick out tomorrow. Don't bring you no joy, then bring you fear sorrow. A button now, touch a button now, you must see things very big and we so. A button now, Edens come touch a button now. I say, a button now, Edens come touch a button now. I say. We broad, masses are we large. Barbados to Russell we no work a garage. Vehicle me drive, must turbocharge. Listen this ya one said.
And then another one start shout out about Dennis wrong. Watch it.
Whoa, girl. Oh, yeah. All right. You got a grown man crawling. Hey. Even in my sleep I'm calling out to you, girl. Yes. You've got a grown man crying.
I tell you.
Do without you, girl, your light is shining. Shine on me, girl. Yeah.
See, forget me not. You understand? So now you want to pay attention now.
With their weapon in their hands, them better prepare for this revolution. Standing at attention with their weapon in their hands, fight them a fight over Jah land them lose the war and lose the battle. Brothers and sisters, make we defend the struggle. Say them lose the war, lose the battle. Come on, brothers and sisters, make we defend the struggle.
And they were expecting Junior Reid to bail them out, see? And this is what happened, Tibet.
I say, give me your love. I need your love. Oh, baby. Hey, oh. If you don't know how to hold me tight, you cannot be with me tonight.
And Tuna DJ Dede, he can't get excited, so here what happened now, Bush.
No respect you to he, she, or even old lady. Even a cat, a dog, or a monkey. No take this advice, yeah, cause one true story. Hey boy, listen me. We call that respect you, we call that respect you. Manners and courtesy, that carry you through. Respect you, we call that respect you. Come on, manners and courtesy, that carry you through. No matter, bend up your face and go like you was school. In your waist, you no fit chop no.
And then somebody want to beg pardon and say, watch out. No, what? You want no.
Ow, 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 ow. I am a joke, yes, no.
And then last that now, you know, cause that they gone to rat it. You tell it you struggle. Yeah, watch it. Catch me in a dance, we kill you with it, Torati. You have to run out and cry. I tell you, watch it. My boss word for me.
You 10 gifts of the day. Why I don't know what to believe that's
Easy Sean Rankin. Settle onion.
Stop the war. People say please stop the war. Stop the war.
You can't play a song and ask a man no war. You're mad. Go on, Frankie. Press the button, man. Press the button.
Them can't get no food to eat. I hear the youth them crying. They're sleeping on the cold concrete. Yeah, I hear the youth them bawling out. Them can't get no food to eat. No, I hear the youth them crying. They're sleeping on the cold concrete. Yeah, you have to do a little hustling. We have to make a little scuffling. Out that street, you know it's rough. Yeah. Many youths are dying, and mothers are.
And then a man come with this here now. Watch her. So common.
Love Rastafari. Oh yes, now. Love Rastafari. If we do wrong, they complain. Even if we call the Father's name, it's the same.
Beep. Yeah, Joe. Guidance. I bless this man.
Oh yeah. I know you wanna leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to cry and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. Ain't too proud to beg, sweet darling, please don't leave me, girl, don't you go. Ain't too proud to plead, baby, baby, please don't leave me, girl, don't you go. Now look a crying man is half a man with no sense of pride. But if I have to cry and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that
Guidance, we are goat. We may always do this, but we are going out now. We got some fever upon the person. Tomorrow's another day. God willing.
Mama didn't tell me that you were so lovely. The reason why you wouldn't give me fever, you wouldn't give me fever in the morning, you wouldn't give me fever in the evening, in the night.
Watch Jimmy.
Sickle operator, you for sickle. Dad, sickle operator, you for sickle. One daddy brown, you for guan. Now Mr. Cousin make him nice up the lawn. With what? The cure for the fever. Nada got about the cure for the fever. The old time people use Kalanga water. You know what is with the ganja water. Just rub up with some ganja water. That's a cure for the fever. Lord, tell you that's a cure for the fever. We say Jamaica the land of rum and water. We have sense in more than brata. Just typical rum in the ganja water. Hey, typical rum in the ganja water. Say little of that you use the alcohol. You rub it from your head, your back and your toe. Rub it all over your structure. You know that's a cure for the fever. That's a cure for the fever. Say me walking on the rain and contract a flu. Me spinning and turning, didn't know what to do. Me ask Lara, what should I do? She say, Jim, don't nobody act like a boo. Just typical rum in the ganja water. Hey, typical rum in the ganja water. And little of that you use the alcohol. You rub it from your head, your back and your toe. Rub it all over your structure, you know. This is a sickness everyone know.
Yes, so we need to understand that we need vision, we need to appreciate and pay homage to our families who struggled here in the United Kingdom to give us the life that we have today. No matter which way we choose, you understand? We couldn't have survived without them. And them at the start in this relay called life. We have to show appreciation. And we must be humble with respect. And we must honor them, not dishonor them. We must honor them. It's not something new we have to go create. What we have to do is to be mentally civil. Come off our pumps and pride and our individualistic doings, and just reflect, and then we realize that we've not accomplished anything. We haven't. No matter which house you earn, you have 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, when we haven't achieved anything. We haven't. And look at it carefully. As an individual, yeah, you have a 5-bedroom house, 3-bedroom house, 4-bedroom house, 2-car park on their lawn, space, and what have you. But who's your neighbor? And where your brethren there? Where your sister there? Where your cousin there? Where your nephew there? Where your children is? That's the point. What's your contribution to the life expectancy of your race, your people? Is it just amusement? Think. That's all we need to do. Think. Think. You know, the way me just go on, you know, it come like, me have to find another tune for go out.
United we stand.
much more power uniting. Stop all the fussing and fighting.
Man called Johnny Osborne.
Much more power uniting. Unite. You know we shouldn't fuss or fight. Cause it isn't right in a Jaja side, in the master side. Stop all the fussing and fighting. Much more power uniting. Living together as brothers. Living and helping each other. Living together as brothers.
See?
Living and helping each other.
We must
Unite.
stand strong, man.
No, we shouldn't fuss or fight. Cause it isn't right in a Jaja side, in the master side. Stop all the fussing and fighting. Much more power uniting. Stop all the fussing and fighting. Much more power uniting. Unite.
Johnny Cuswell Osborne says unite. Crucial Osborne. Johnny. So we gone. We want we DJ to come and talk, you know? Yeah, we gone. Guidance. Yeah.